This is the Milky Way. None of us are unfamiliar with it because it is the galaxy where Earth is located, roughly right here, on a structure called the Orion Arm, about 26,000 light-years from the core region. If we could travel through the Milky Way, we would see that the entire Milky Way has at least 200 billion brilliant stars like the Sun. There are also all kinds of nebulae, such as the famous Crab Nebula, the M78 Nebula, etc. Of course, we would also see planets with oceans on the surface, greenery, or even planets full of life. However, this planet is not Earth, but other potentially habitable planets in the Milky Way. So the question arises, how many such habitable planets actually exist in the universe? And are we humans really the only intelligent beings? As is well known, there are only about 6,000 stars visible to the naked eye in the night sky. Although this is just the tip of the iceberg of the Milky Way, each of them may, like the Sun, have its own planetary system and may even have more suitable super-Earths. To better understand these exoplanets, in March 2009, NASA launched the Kepler Space Telescope. One of its main goals was to search for potentially habitable planets in the Milky Way. When a planet transits in front of a star, it can be detected by the telescope. However, based on Earth's standards, to judge a terrestrial planet's habitability, we not only need to consider whether it's in the habitable zone, like Earth, maintaining a just right distance from the Sun, creating a surface that is neither too hot nor too cold, but also need to consider its mass, atmospheric components, and whether there is liquid water. Among the approximately 4,000 exoplanets discovered by Kepler via transits, the vast majority are completely different from Earth. Some have extremely harsh environments where almost nothing can grow. Of course, there are also planets like Kepler 22b, Kepler 452b, etc., which may be habitable super-Earths. According to a new study published in the Astronomical Journal of the United States, based on observations from the Kepler Space Telescope, it's estimated that in just our Milky Way alone, there are about 300 million potentially habitable exoplanets. Among them, the closest one may be only about 20 light-years away. This greatly suggests that Earth is not the only planet in the universe suitable for humans to live on. But unfortunately, based on current human technology, breaking through the scale of 1 light-year requires at least 10,000 years. So outside the solar system, we currently can't reach anywhere. However, the closer you get to the center of the Milky Way, the more densely stars are distributed nearby. This also means that planets there are more dangerous. For example, supernova explosions of nearby stars happen more frequently, so maybe just as primitive, single-celled life appears, it's already wiped out. In contrast, our Earth is located in the relatively outer part of the Milky Way, which has provided a stable environment for over 4 billion years, finally evolving into complex human society. Therefore, although there may be as many as 300 million habitable planets in the Milky Way, planets as stable as Earth are almost the rarest ones found by the Kepler Space Telescope. So we should cherish this hard-earned Earth and cherish this only home that belongs to us.